That's it. We just want to win for our team.
My goodness! And Amy finishes it.
Yeah, we're just as good as the men. We're better.
It's a huge point for the Bay Area.
Good chance that's the #1 highlight of the week.
Oh, to the yeah. It is the final session of MLTT Major League Table Tennis in week number 11, coming to you live from Everett, Washington, and I can feel the energy in the arena. Are you guys ready for the action? All right, then without any further ado, let's bring in the officials, Jerry Lee and May Wong. And the first opponents today, the visitors coming from Portland. They're number 3 in the league with 178 points. Make some noise for the Portland Paddlers! And their opponents will be no strangers to anybody in this arena. They're in 4th place with 162 points and fighting here today to climb their way back up in the West Division. Everett, get on your feet and make some noise for your very own Seattle Spinners! Alrighty, now that all the warriors are here, let's shake some hands and slap some skins and let the games begin.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final match of Week 11 of Major League Table Tennis. We're live from the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, Washington State. The last showdown of the weekend between the Portland Paddlers and the hometown, the Seattle Spinners. There are some opportunities on the line here. I mean, we just saw Bay Area take a pretty dominant position at the top of the table with 199 points. Portland Paddlers, I mean, they've had a great weekend so far. This is a huge opportunity for them to at least move up into the 2nd place. It will be a tough ask for them to try and get into 1st. I'm Matt Hetherington, joined one last time this weekend by Sean O'Neill. Sean, you probably know the Portland Paddlers team better than anyone and what's going on behind the scenes with them. They must see a huge opportunity here to get themselves into a good playoff position.
Considering where they were going into Portland in the previous match, now they at least can be in the driver's seat. But right now, Seattle, they have to get the win to stay within the pack of 4 to fight to get a spot in the finals playoffs.
Yeah, certainly. And if you think about the weekend going back, Seattle, they're in front of their home crowd, kind of missed a few notes. They started out pretty flat. Yesterday, we saw them with considerably more energy. You know, they have a lot of support here, so, you know, got to get the attitude going, got to get the energy up. We look at the lineups. There are some tough encounters here for the Seattle team. Obviously, Nikhil Kumar, he sat out yesterday, feeling a little bit under the weather, coming back from Busan. He takes on Cole, who has looked in impeccable form throughout this weekend.
Really came in with a strong force, and we saw him especially in the doubles yesterday against the Blasters, where they swept, and he told us beforehand that he was going to come in adding a lot more power, and he delivered. But there's some great matchups here, variations and styles here. I really looking forward to singles 3 with Tyrese Knight, always a fan favorite.
Absolutely.
To watch him play off the table, as well as Johan Hagberg, who just brings the power in final match at singles 4. going to be two very strong players who've met up before, as well as the mixed doubles match, always very strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one player that'll be looking for some redemption from the Seattle Spinners team will be Andrew Sau. Obviously, he had a little bit of a lackluster performance against Daryl Sau yesterday, who played unbelievably.
Yeah, I'm going to cut Andrew some slack because Daryl just came out gangbusters for all 3 games. He wasn't able to really modify anything like we saw Sonora Silva do, which is you got to be able to make the adjustment when people come out. We saw Tao Wen-jung do it. We saw Cole against Nandan. He wins the first game. You got to make that adjustment. But this should be a great matchup here. Nikhil Kumar, 2-time defending U.S. men's singles champion, just came back from a exceptional performance at the World Championships, taking both points in singles against England to give the U.S. the upset win there.
Tough match to start off with, that's for sure.
The nice thing about Nikhil is that he always tends to start very strong. He's not wait to let the action come to him. He goes and takes it. Hopefully the flu that was bugging him yesterday, that's out of his system.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him afterwards. He didn't really have like a cough or any snivels, so I think it was just fatigue. His body was just being worn down. Nikhil and Cole, they met in Portland last time. Nikhil was able to win the middle game to go 2-1. They met in Pleasanton. Nikhil also able to win 1 game there. He won the first game, and Cole having to win games 2 and 3, both by golden points. So they've had some pretty close matches.
Well, I talked to Portland coach Christian Liller, who was right before this match, and he said he liked the A and B position, but he said that the Spinners have the slight advantage in the CD. He said he didn't get the lineups that he was hoping for, but that's the beauty of MLTT, is that every game matters at this stage of the season. So look for a lot of shouts, a lot of choes, a lot of team unity to help get the teams to cross that finish line.
Is match number 1.
Big serve to start for Nikhil, and he had the chance to hit a winner on the first point. Not able to convert it. It can be tough to sit out around, especially when you're feeling fatigued and then have to come out here back on the table.
And Cole is not the person to kind of,
not by any means,
get your sea legs under you.
Overall at these 2 teams, they're tied at 2 each in terms of wins throughout the season. Their first 2 encounters, Portland were 8-7 going into the Golden Game. On the second occasion, Seattle winning by an ultimate Golden Point, 21-20. First time 21-19 for Portland. So they've had some very, very close encounters. In Pleasanton, it was 14-7 for the Seattle Spinners. Definitely their best.
Yeah,
weekend.
they played super in Pleasanton, taking all 3 points.
And then, of course, on home turf recently, 16-5 for Portland Paddlers. What an amazing wide
After
ball.
starting down 0-2, Nikhil Kumar has just come out swinging, keeping Cole from doing anything offensive-minded. There's the first counterattack by Cole to stop a 5-point run.
You can hear the good support from some Portland fans that we've had come all the way here to Everett, Washington.
A number of G-Way students have shown up, as well as some Paddle Palace employees and supporters. What happened was they had such a wonderful time at the Expo Center, they said, sign me up for some more. Little Hagberg there by Nikhil. Johan Hagberg loves when he's stepping around to take it to the floor.
I'm sure we'll see plenty of that later on when he faces off against Tyrese.
Oh, that's a wonderful over-the-table backhand flip by Nikhil to go up 7-4.
Great start from Nikhil so far. It's got to be somewhat discouraging when the cheers for the Portland team are louder than for Seattle when you're on your home ground.
Big points for Portland. Cole getting the counterattack with forehand and backhand combinations. Second time Cole's missed the serve right off the end of the table. He's trailing 6-8.
Kumar just managing to avert the game being leveled up there.
It just seems like Nikhil is having a lot of success on the in and out.
Oh, big opportunity created there by Kumar to get that soft push from Cole. It's the second occasion we've seen Kumar miss.
So much side spin on the ball that Cole could only lift it up and let the spin do the work. Nikhil had a chance to smash that home, but went long. And here again, going for some big shots. Cole comfortable with just being very defensive and returning the ball. Big point here for Kumar.
What a combination of shots from Nikhil. You almost thought he played too soft in the start. Cole getting the chance to come in. But the forehand counter from Nikhil changed things around.
Cole can only hope to get into a golden point situation by taking both points on his serve.
And Nikhil Kumar gets game one. It's a big start for the Seattle Spinners. Certainly will help give them some energy going into this match.
Parents want their kids to starve. Every wish a
Oh, a big start from Nikhil Kumar and the Seattle Spinners. They need all the points they can get. So Nikhil, if he can come out here and get one game against Cole, that's something. And we've actually had a couple of post-match interviews with Nikhil after playing Cole, where he comes off the table and he says, I won one game, I got 1 point, and against Cole, I'm happy with that. He considers that job done. I'm sure he would love to get 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, Nikhil going for the quick defense. It's not going to put any pressure. It's when he's re-looping and blocking very quick and flat that he's given Cole the most difficulty.
Big start now for Cole. Cole's the second-ranked player in MLTT. Only Enzo Ongles of the Carolina Gold Rush ahead of him.
Both of them so exceptional in singles and doubles.
But Cole, he has the highest singles win rate. 27-6 in games going into the weekend. It's 81.8%. Likely to go up after this weekend for sure.
And Kumar hanging in there, keeping the ball low and in play. Covering both backhand and wide forehands. Nice flat flip there by Cole. Kumar went long on the block.
Fast serve from Kumar. Cole still 6-2 in the lead here. What a rally from both players. Quick hands from Nikhil Kumar. Up at the table. Ultimately, Cole gets the angle wide out to the forehand.
Oh, what a shot fading down the line by Nikhil Kumar. He's going to need a couple more of those to get back into this game too. But trying to set up the quick backhand off the bounce with the deep serve.
Kumar cuts the serve short. Cole misses the flick opportunity.
Kumar's looking very comfortable with that cross-court out to forehand combo. He's covering it really well. And that's a shot I would stay away from when Nikhil is doing the side spin blocks. It just allows Cole to step in and really pin him in the backcourt.
Yeah, we saw it on the first day. Ko just handled perfectly any strange, unorthodox shots that Nandan threw at him.
And threw a couple
Second
back
day.
at him
Yeah.
with the underspin, side spin loop.
The counter from Nikhil Kumar.
This game is far from over. Nikhil has the serve. The serve has been very effective, especially the deep serves. Getting into a quick attack off the bounce.
A little bit late on that forehand. Kole, he takes game 2. 11-8. Portland Paddlers on the board. Big effort from Nikhil Kumar so far in this match. Kole, he looks still pretty relaxed. Not too phased yet. Let's see how game 3 goes between these two team titans. Portland Paddlers just 4 points behind the Texas Smash on the standings right now. Kole has a chance to bring it even closer to the Seattle Spinners. As I said, they need every point they can get.
And Nikhil, again, going for the deep serves, putting a lot of pressure on Kole.
I think at the end of this weekend, Seattle need to be at a minimum within single digits of at least the third place team. Otherwise, their hopes may be dashed. And
it's kind of like
Kansas.
Going into the Golden Game down by 5.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
need to be within striking range. And this match is critical. This team match is critical for the Spinners to keep in the hunt. I don't think we've seen a bigger golden game come up for any of the matches where 6 points could really put pressure on the Spinners if they're unable to stay close.
Kole playing really smart here. He's keeping the ball directed down the line. Really limited the angle options there from Nikhil. He can either play down the line to the backhand or cross court to Kole's forehand, which is
Not easy, and
yeah.
that's what happens.
Yes, yeah.
Leaving the door open.
Smart play from Kole.
He just knows that when Nikhil steps around his backhand, that the forehand is susceptible to a very strong attack. And he'll just stay in that backhand.
Up next in the singles, Jonathan McDonald of Sweden takes on Andrew Sau for the Spinners.
Kole with a very strong game 3 start to go up 6-2. Nikhil with 2 very important serves here. He takes the first one. Kole much more offensive here in game 3. And both points
He serves 2 points.
direct.
really aggressive against the short ball there. Nikhil Kumar, he wants to leave nothing on the table in this match.
That looked like one of the over-the-table forehand flips you saw Lily Jung in the doubles. Just going all out, no hesitation, going for the shot.
And a timeout here from the Portland Paddlers. They want to make sure that Cole comes out of this with 2 games and 2 points for them. Every point's going to matter for them to push up into the 2nd position and have some breathing room over the Texas Smash.
They count on Cole to take at least 2 points in singles. And
You haven't done your
doubles.
regular serves either in a long time. Yeah, those left to the two.
Chance to promote table tennis. So what was your first event in 2009? Some tournaments keep it
let's
big,
go,
like
let's go.
Mystery Man, but Mystery Woman today.
See how Cole plays off the back of that timeout. It's a very early timeout, but Cole, he's been the player that's really lifted the paddlers in singles, doubles, and golden games, so they want to make sure that he gets the team off to the best possible start. And Nikhil was ready for that.
And that's such a difficult block to make at that height. Cole coming in, really giving Nikhil nothing to work with, but a lot of flat hit. And that time Cole found the wide forehand.
Always a good place to target against the left-handed player. You see Cole adding extra curve to the ball to get it to break even wider.
Oh, and that's a easy point for Cole. That's normally what we see Nikhil doing, which is stepping over to the forehand side to use a backhand. That time it just caught the net. Nikhil reminding himself to get his forehand into play when possible. What a placement opening by Cole, wide into the backhand. Looked like Nikhil had it set up, but it was so far into the body. A lot of net balls and out. Both players keeping it extremely low. Nikhil again. Will he be able to take 2 points on his serve to even this game up?
He had a
gets a
chance,
break
he
there.
knows it.
Nikhil had exactly the ball on his racket in the open court.
Backhand punch doesn't make it. Cole ultimately takes 2 games out of 3. Strong performance from the leading player in the West Division. Cole just always able to fall back on really great technique, but it's the balance, the foundation and balance. You never see him look out of position or off balance too often, and it makes so much difference in these matches. We'll have the chance to chat with Cole soon, but we'll take a look at the standings now. 3 points is the margin, and it's really a battle for second place right now to finish out this weekend. Portland Paddlers on their way forward, helped by 2 points from Cole. Congratulations, a great performance. There were some moments where the rhythm of the match was a little bit difficult, but ultimately you got there in the end. You've played Nikhil a handful of times now in Major League Table Tennis. What parts of his game do you find difficult to play against, and how do you go about adapting?
Yeah, because all my serve, he returned really well. Also, his style like old school, you know, like Chinese player, right? Short attack, half long. So it was very dangerous in this system in Major League, right? It's just 1 or 2 balls. It's aggressive, faster, and then I have really big problem with that. So just play, right?
Just play.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've seen you more than just play in the mixed doubles. So you're going to have another very big match. How do you see that match shaping up?
Okay, we last 4 or 5 times we lost. So hopefully I can block the what's his name? Sorry, I forget. Omotaro's attack. So hopefully I can block his attack, and then we have a more chance to win the game. Yeah.
And if you look at the lineup overall, how do you feel about the team's chances here in this match?
I think it's 50-50. Yeah, that's half. But yeah.
Well, congratulations on getting the 2 points for the team.
Yeah.
See you back in the doubles.
Thank you.
Love to hear from Cole, a player whose level really stands out from the West Division and in the league, to always have positive things to say about his opponents and about his teams. I mean, you could look at the lineup and think, yeah, maybe Portland have an advantage here. He calls it 50-50. You know, it's a tough match. He knows anything can happen. But I think big compliment from him there about Nikhil to talk about the difficulties of that match.
And it seems like everyone has gotten a little bit more comfortable with his serve, considering when we first started in Santa Cruz, people were missing 4 and 5 serves in a row, and now you saw Nikhil able to handle it, take his offensive weapon off the table and have to really force him to work the point. We're going to see some big serves here from McDonald. Andrew Sau, super fast, big forehand. Should be an interesting matchup here with Jonathan McDonald from Portland.
I think this style match is going to be much more comfortable for Andrew than Daryl, who typically played faster yesterday. McDonald's going to give a little bit more time.
I'm not going to say the question, but McDonald's backhand block is very effective, and Andrew might want to mix up the tempo, because if he just goes fast all the time, McDonald has a nice backhand down the line, but also cross court. I'd say the footwork tends to favor Andrew in this match, where he can cover more with his forehand, but McDonald has pulled a lot of surprises throughout the league this season.
That just clips the corner. McDonald carrying that backhand all the way into the backhand corner. I think Andrew, I mean, I said this with the Daryl match yesterday as well, he's got to go in for those heavier pushes and give himself opportunities to counter, to take the upper hand in these rally situations.
And that combination right there, Jonathan just does a very nice up-tempo, not really high risk, but just takes it off the bounce. And you can see Andrew having to cover both sides. Going to be a little bit late. That's a quality forehand there. I think Andrew's going to reap some big dividends if he does play the ball out to Jonathan's forehand. Jonathan's forehand stroke lags a little bit, but it can be tricky tempo-wise. Often you think you've got him out of position, and all of a sudden he brings it back in.
I think especially on the first attack for Andrew, because he's able to dictate the pace more. If you play the first loop with Jonathan's backhand, he can kind of put pressure with the backhand first, so that when you switch over, he gets those really smooth forehand counters in.
With these points right here, Andrew can break the serve of McDonald, get some breathing space to get his third ball attack going.
There's that long, fast serve again.
And Jonathan's moving it around. He's not just going right into the backhand corner. That time a little closer to the center.
Yeah, you can see there.
Not much angle to work with.
Into the middle line.
And then, I'm not going to say risky because it was very deep and aggressive, but he went into McDonald's strength. And it paid off. Great location.
McDonald has got to be careful not to allow too much momentum on Andrew. I mean, if he picks up momentum, we've seen what happens before. Andrew Sau, he's 12th on the Major League Table Tennis standings. He was 18-9 in singles coming into this weekend.
And McDonald plays so much better when he's doing the attacking.
Topspin on that backhand opening from McDonald.
I anticipate that Andrew Sau will be doing much blocking. He's going to counterattack every time, just like we saw his counterpart for the smash, Daryl Sau.
Good counter from Andrew. Always going for that cross-court angle. Out to McDonald's forehand. 8-6 lead with the serve. McDonald, he saw an opportunity there to try and come back into the table.
So close, going down the line for the winner. Now Andrew with one more serve to reach game point. That's just a kicking serve. If you try to take it off the bounce, you've got to be careful because that ball wants to go upward. That ball caught Jonathan's shirt. Acknowledged it, and Spinners take game one of match two.
By the way, I saw a video on Instagram recently of a little girl missing a free throw, and everyone on the team went over to pat her on the back. And the camera woman goes, ew, and then she goes, it's okay, I'm her mom. Now, I don't know if that made it any better. The reason I bring this up is, in terms of people's last names and being supported, if you were supporting the Seattle Spinners, what you guys chanted for, I know this wasn't your intention, I would consider that a low blow. But you guys are supporting him, so in the interest of supporting your team, I think that song you sing might not get the performance out of your player that you want. Moving forward, just saying, I have no stake in who wins here, but I want you guys to have the goal here in mind and have the outcome that you desire. By the way, in terms of outcomes and desiring, it's 2 games apiece tied up at 2-2. Anyone have any outcomes that they desire for, I don't know, let's say,
well, back here for the second game. Andrew Sau, a great start in this match against Jonathan McDonald. Portland Paddlers vying for the second position. The Seattle Spinners, they need to pick up as many points as they can to try and lift themselves up in this fourth position on the table. Andrew Sau is just brimming with confidence.
He's going for everything on every shot.
The netting goes long. McDonald on the board. See McDonald trying to capitalize off that long fast serve by playing the next backhand really wide. Trying to get Andrew away from the forehand before he redirects the ball.
Nice combination there by McDonald. Been playing a little bit more vertical, whereas Andrew's just driving everything as fast as he can.
You can join the Fantasy League ahead of our next event in New Jersey. Prizes for the weekend rounds.
And we're not going to mention that Evan is beating me once again. I'm not sure how this is happening. I'm currently for the day at 91st place, where Evan looks like he's tied for 40th. So something's wrong.
Moving on up. A glitch in the system, perhaps, Sean?
Well, at least I got my team in this time. Can't say that for 2 times ago.
Certainly had a lot of fun between the three of us each weekend with the Fantasy League. Timeout called.
Getting to the backhand, you have to keep going. The work for is the weaker side. Yes. You keep playing backhand to backhand.
You're playing a forward drill here, okay?
Oh my God, I was thinking of that exact same moment in history. That's so amazing. Who agrees with
Put it in your head, you have to.
5 backhands you want.
Yeah.
2 points you want, you rub 2 times this one.
Why?
Right?
Table tennis
It's very obvious here. Even if he's waiting and he makes one,
That's it for me, the spin.
Again.
I want him to make 6, 7 forehands in a row.
It's crazy. When you discover spin, raise your hand one more time if you've never played at a local
And then even when you serve, this one was on his body. You got big ball and then you keep going to backhand. No, that's a mistake.
Open everything.
We gotta get you to try some professional equipment.
Then you give one
Not
from here,
cheap,
but stay on
get good
forehand
grades,
until we
save
say
up
to
some
put down.
allowance, do
Yeah.
whatever you have
Let's
to
go.
so your parents can
Just don't
justify
rush.
it.
Let's get to
Spend
it.
some extra
Time,
money.
time.
For you, whatever you have to do, I trust you make it happen. When you try professional equipment, it's crazy. The ball spins and trampolines off the
Seattle
racket, and you're just
Spinners.
gonna want to play.
They're telling
every
him to
day
play out
forever.
to the forehand
Get
on
away
every
from
ball.
Here we
Get
go,
away
back
from
to
the
the
backhand.
action.
Don't
This
get into
is
backhand
game number
exchanges
2,
with
post
McDonald.
timeout.
McDonald is 6-2 lead here in the second game. That's one reason to stay away from his backhand, but he only manages to do it once. Andrew Sau keeping the pressure on.
again. Checking over at the Seattle bench, they're all saying, come on, get it over to the forehand side. But Jonathan isn't giving him much of an angle to work with.
There's that deep serve. The return clips the net, but I would say McDonald is one of the more patient players.
He's patient during the rally, but he's also patient during the game. Whereas when the score gets big for him or he's down, he still maintains his focus.
McDonald, he just lifted out of that last one a bit too much, but holding his own well on the forehand side.
Normally you would feel that Andrew would have such an advantage in a forehand-to-forehand exchange, whereas once they go backhand to backhand, that favors the paddlers.
He brings it back to within 2 points. He's out there fighting for everything.
Come on, fight, let's go. Fight.
Can McDonald get this second game? McDonald under the gun here.
Both players, you could see the sense of relief for Jonathan and Andrew jumping off the ground with both feet.
Let's go, let's go.
Andrew winning the battle of the step around, getting his forehand into play, and then ready to cover any return.
I think that's really been the key for him, getting that forehand in. Oh, McDonald, that's a huge point.
That is just so amazing, and you can see the self-celebration, his ability to withstand Andrew's forehand onto his backhand side and just not only keep it in play, but increase the tempo. Not one, but two quality shots going down the line. He's rewarded with 3 game points.
A big fist pump from Jonathan McDonald. Ties things up at 1 game each. An impressive display from the Swede to even things up here. It also gives the Portland Paddlers 1 point edge here, 3-2. Third game coming up. We'll see which of these 2 players comes out on top. standings there again on screen. The Seattle Spinners 17 points behind the Portland Paddlers. They could make up some of that ground in this match, but they won't have the opportunity to get into the second position by the end of this weekend.
And that's where Portland would like to be if they can not only continue in these first 5 best of 3 or 3-game matches, and also fighting for the golden game, which is worth 6 points.
What an angle. That was...
Andrew found the wide forehand. Nice opening loop to the elbow, and then caught the white line out to the forehand side.
Positive self-talk from Andrew Sau out here.
Again, McDonald with the deep serve.
McDonald needs to claw back into this. He doesn't want to be too far behind too early on. Goes into the net. McDonald swats that ball away. Players switch hands. 5-2. Andrew Sau in the lead. A doubles match coming up next between the 2 mainstay teams of each team. 2 mainstay pairings, I should say. Cole Rachel Sung for Portland Paddlers and Olajide Amayo and Fabiola Diaz for the Seattle Spinners.
That's a forced backhand there.
So when the players switch hands at 5 in the 3rd game, it's a good opportunity to try and hit the reset button. A huge forehand counter from Andrew Sau.
And when he's playing that big of a forehand, it really doesn't matter what spin Jonathan's putting on the ball. Andrew's going to overwhelm it with just monstrous forehand. But again, deep serve, get a backhand into play. It's just tough to keep the tempo with McDonald.
Really not much you can do. Once Andrew Sau gets onto that forehand counter, even in replay motions, unbelievable.
A blistering forehand. Great opportunity for some separation here if Andrew can hold his serve.
overcooks it on the backhand. If anything, that's the opportunity to step around. Certainly had the time for it.
I think overcooked might have been an understatement there. He almost volleyed the ball.
See McDonald really trying to work the placement. Usually starting the rally off to the elbow, the middle of the table.
And he's getting the pattern that he wants, a backhand exchange off of his serve. Just Andrew is dodging bullets.
Oh, and firing them too. So McDonald still trails by 2 points. He'd have to do something pretty significant at this point of the game.
We have seen McDonald at the end come back from a 10-7 deficit.
I mean, when he gets the first forehand in, you can't really afford to set back off the table and just return the ball.
Andrew's just landing too big of forehands and moving the ball around really nicely, getting it out to the forehand side. One more serve.
Oh, just misses. McDonald obviously being a tall player, not an easy job to try and lob him down.
And you knew that Andrew was going to come back with a big swing. If that lands, almost forcing McDonald to block a ball. But within two now with the serve.
Andrew just cruising along with the pace changes. 4 match points for Andrew Sau. And he takes 2 games out of the 3. Andrew Sau leveling things up here for the Seattle Spinners. An outstanding performance, a bit of a forehand masterclass from the young player from the US. 11-7, 8-11, 11-7. Andrew Sau, big fist pump there with that victory. See the updated standings there. Portland Paddlers within 2 of the Texas Smash. Seattle Spinners will certainly be stoked with those 2 points. 1 for them by Andrew Sau. Andrew, a great match from you down there on the table. A lot of forehand power. Obviously, we saw you struggle a little bit with Dow yesterday, who played pretty quick. Was this pace from Jonathan more comfortable for you? I know like you use more time and set up your forehand more.
His balls are more spinny, but he's more slower than Daryl. But I just feel like the main thing that helped me today was more confidence, and I felt better on the table than yesterday, because yesterday I was very nervous, but today I felt much better.
Andrew, what is it going to take for the Spinners to jump back into this playoff hunt? It seems like first 2 matches this weekend much tougher, but right now things are looking really good.
I think it's more of just like having our full team and being more like being better in team spirit. Because the first match we did not do very well, but this match everybody was together, you know.
And if you look back across this weekend, I mean, obviously, as you said, first match, pretty low energy from the bench and from the players. yesterday kind of picked up for you guys, and then today so far you're looking even better. So what's helped you guys go from where you were to where you are now?
We had like a team meeting, and everybody said something that they feel like we all should do better and as a team. And I feel like we were more together today, and we played much better, everybody.
Well, you certainly played great in that single, so congratulations, Andrew, and we'll see you later on in the Golden Game.
Thank you.
Solid, solid performance there from Andrew Sau to take the win. Now we go into the doubles. These two pairings have been the reliable pairings for each team.
It'll be interesting, Matt, to see if Cole takes a page out of the book of being more aggressive. He said when we spoke with him after the singles that he was going to focus on his block just to keep Omatayo's strong attack in play.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how strong Cole and Rachel Sung have been as a doubles pairing. However, Diaz and Omatayo have won 2-1 on the last two occasions. The only two occasions that they've played. Cole, he said they hadn't won before. Quite right. Amayo and Diaz also won 3-0 against Cole and Kayla Goodwin in week 4. So the only win that Portland have had in the doubles has actually been when Cole and G-Wei teamed up in the first week to win 2-1 over Diaz and Hagberg.
I really think if Rachel Sung can be net positive with her offensive attacks, that can really nullify the power of the spinners. They work so well together as a team. Omatayo bringing in the forehands, and then Diaz mixing it up.
And it's important for the Seattle team that Fabiola tries to play a little bit more assertively as well. I think we've seen Chide kind of on the back foot in a lot of rallies with Fabi playing softer, but when she attacks, it really opens up doors for...
It gives their team so many more options just because she can play safe and low with the pips. Like, she's won the last 2 points and she's playing into Cole. Cole needs to be able to put some pressure.
There's that big power forehand.
And that's the scary thing for Portland is Cole makes any type of spin. Omatayo, solid footwork, he's just gonna drive.
Look at that follow-up from Fabi Diaz with the backhand.
I mean, Omatayo is just smiling and high-fiving right now because Fabi Diaz has brought her A game and is just scoring. And now
just something about this pairing that might spell kryptonite for the Portland Paddlers duo.
And that's what Rachel, if she can make that first spin and not give Fabi a clean shot at the ball, that's just a very effective backhand block off the bounce by Fabi Diaz.
Rachel Sung getting it done. She was amazing in the doubles yesterday and probably the MVP for Portland in the Golden Game. Winning 4 out of 5 points, I believe, against Alexi Duan.
This game, Portland clawing its way back. We're all tied up at 3 apiece in this team match.
Fabiola looking for the offensive with the backhand.
Nice deep push there by Rachel Sung. Not an easy ball to pick up off the bounce. And we are tied
see all of the different elements here that are at play. Cole, he's making sure he plays short against Jide. Rachel Sung, she wants to put pressure with the deep push on the backhand of Fabiola. There's the pattern again. This time, Jide clips the net on the short ball. It's going to give them some space to breathe here. 9-8. That looks like it went on the wrong side.
That is a huge service error. Not a net ball, but a serving into the wrong box. It must be cross court.
Jide really quick to give some reassurance to Fabiola there. Oh, just
and
missed.
Portland dodged a mini bullet there. Fabi had the ball on her favorite side and just sent it long.
Ole, he gets it done. First game, it goes to the Portland Paddlers. A weird back and forth match there between both teams. Ultimately, Cole and Rachel Sung able to get there in the end. 11-9 the first game. They haven't beaten this pair from Seattle before. Will today be the day that they get that win under their belt? We'll soon find out.
How much of a difference it makes for the players. You see players checking each other's rackets before the match starts, just so they're familiar with what the rubber is, the top sheet that's touching the ball, how thick the sponge is between the rubber and the blade, and what blade they're going to use. And this is also like the longer they are, the more defensive they are, the shorter they are, the more aggressive they are. Fabiola Diaz uses eating this. All those photos he uses it. It's incredibly uncommon. That means she can slow the ball way down. She can also play it more fast than if they were long pips. Like
So 1 point between the Portland Paddlers and the Texas Smash. The Paddlers determined to get into that second position. Not only that, but give themselves some space if they can move up further into second position ahead of the Texas Smash, especially knowing that next West Division weekend, it's probably likely that Macbeth will be back in the lineup.
They
Coach
know
might
that,
be here.
and Portland knows that the Smash will be playing the spinner, so one of them will either knock the other one out, and Paddlers will have a chance to, again, just control their own fate with a series of wins if they can lock up the second position with some space. This mixed doubles right now, second game, so big for the entire standings going forward.
I think also, given the fact that Portland have never won this doubles combination before, if they can win it today, that will be huge.
Boost. Cole showing some side spins himself from the backcourt.
I've seen that shot a few times already this weekend. Look how low that was to the net.
I'm surprised it even got over the table. It was so low. And that's what Fabi does the best, and she picks it with her backhand. Oh, Rachel Sung off the bounce with the backhand cross court. The 1-2 punch from the Paddlers.
She played an incredible backhand snapshot yesterday in the Golden Game. That probably garnered the biggest reaction I've ever seen from Christian Lily-Rose on the bench.
Oh, a lucky break there. Omatayo had the ball on his forehand.
There's the power forehand.
And he just willed that over and cross court. His backhand so strong on the serve return.
Coming into the weekend, Amayo 15 and 12 in doubles. Fabiola Diaz 16 and 17.
Again, Rachel Sung making the strong opening, putting a lot of pressure on Omataya to go for the big counterattack.
Rachel Sung is 17 and 7 in doubles, so almost 71%. That actually puts her in a higher position on the MLTT rankings than Tao Wen-Zhang and Ji Wei-Sha. So it really goes to show how important these doubles matches have been for the team lineups.
It definitely helps to have Cole as your partner, because he's continuing the single spot to just play phenomenal. The golden game is the only thing that isn't as exceptional, but he's taking his points for the team. And there's a very big service error and a racket flip.
We did see a service error from Fabiola on day one as well, at an important time. MLTT takes no prisoners. On to the next point. Refocus.
In Portland.
11-6, second game. Portland, they win against this doubles combination for the first time. That is a big breakout for the Portland team as they look to push into the second position on the table. And with that game won, they will do that. They'll tie themselves up. Now we'll see how much further up into that second position they can move throughout this team match. We'll be right back with the third game of this doubles match.
The Seattle 11 team and MLTT. What's the name of that team? Let's go Spirit. Let's go Spirit. Let's go Spirit. Let's go Spirit. I like it. All right. Starting to wake up here in the crowd. I think this is going to be synergy. So 2-0 right now. Portland Paddlers lead in the doubles. One game left in this match.
There you can see the standings in the bottom right corner. The Portland Paddlers tying things up with the Texas Smash in the second position on the leaderboard. Of course, the significance of that is the top two teams from the West Division will face off against the top two teams from the East Division in Championship weekend at the end of April. There's only one more East and West Division round remaining. First one in Lawrenceville, New Jersey in mid-March. Second one in Wichita, Kansas in the first weekend of April. It will certainly be a big deal for the Portland Paddlers if they can finish up strong here in Everett, Washington. Of course, you can get your tickets to see all the action live, mltt.com/tickets.
Again, Rachel sets it up for Cole. Nice forehand opening loop. And then Cole brings the heat down the line.
It's the Air Jordan jump smash from Amayo.
Rachel is looking to duck out of this point as fast as possible.
Cole's looked so solid throughout this weekend in the doubles as well as the singles. A lot of play there close to the net.
can just see after this point's over, both paddlers just kind of doing the, I'm not sure what type of dance that is, but.
5-3. Players will switch ends here halfway through the third game. And coming up next in the third singles match, modern defender Tyrese Knight from Barbados takes on Johan Hagberg from Sweden. It's going to be a pretty exciting match to watch. They're both incredibly entertaining players.
And they have played before with the Swede winning that matchup, but also Jiwei Shah against Omatayo in the final singles match. I want to say that the spinners are looking a little stronger in the back end with these two players, and they definitely, paddlers would love to get even more of a lead going into singles 3 and 4.
Reaction from Cole. Usually he's fairly stoic and serious out on the table. That's a little more animated than we're used to seeing from him.
And that serve
rectifies that situation.
That serve got away from the spinners.
Oh, inside out backhand flick there with the short pips from Fabiola Diaz.
I think Cole thought he had it wide enough, even though it was quite high, but Fabi said I can still play a backhand on it.
The opportunity to go and pull off the sweep here.
Not easy to do against a team you've had a lot of difficulty with.
Amayo says, no, no, no. Not yet. And he put everything on the line, Fabiola. Ultimately ending up a little bit too far back. Cole and Rachel Sung get the sweep. 6-3 now. The Portland Paddlers guarantee themselves to end the weekend in second position. Seattle Spinners, still 2 singles matches to come. And as we've said throughout the weekend and throughout MLTT, it's all about the points. We'll have a quick moment to talk to Rachel Sung after that match. Rachel, 3-0 sweep in the doubles over Fabiola and Olajide. We talked to Cole earlier and he said, we haven't won against that combination before. What is it that you guys have found difficult playing against them in the past? And how do you feel today went differently for you guys?
I think definitely in the past, because Olajide is very aggressive and his quality is super high, and then Fabiola's pips and her serves do cause, it like messes up the rhythm a lot. So I think we struggled a lot with that in the past, and I think today we just tried to stay closer to the table to account for her pips and then try not to get Olajide to open up as much.
You know, Rachel, you've played great the entire weekend, and it just seems like when you can make that first opening, it really gives Cole so many more options. Are we looking to see that in future doubles, but also the golden game that you played so well yesterday?
Yeah, I'm definitely working on my openings, and I hope they get better.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question that Sean tried to ask Lily earlier. If you look at Portland's bench, is there anyone in particular that you're sizing up for the Golden Game, possibly, that you'd like to play against?
Or maybe Seattle's bench.
You mean Seattle's?
Yeah, that. Seattle's bench. Sorry, I'm looking behind you.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know? There's nobody that you would like, just whoever, right? As long as you win the points.
Then I guess Nikhil.
Nikhil?
Excellent.
Nice, I like it.
That is a great answer.
Well, thanks, Rachel. Congratulations on that 3-0 sweep.
Thank you.
That is super. That's what we want to hear the players have an opponent to go after, and two lefties would be.
I would love to see
that would be a great matchup, and this is going to be a great matchup right here with 38 versus 35. Two amazing players that just go full force. They have played before with Hagberg getting the better of the two. Don't look for many safe balls. And Hagberg's already looping around the net in the warm-up, so that elicited a smile from Tyrese. Shot makers have a lot of respect for other shot makers, so.
Game respects game. It's going to be interesting to see whether Hagberg can force Tyrese to play more defensively, or whether he tries to get into those big counter loop rallies.
I think if they both are in the backcourt, just the lefty advantage by Hagberg is going to really keep Knight at bay, because he's able to take the ball inside out to the wide forehand. I think Seattle's still thinking sweep material. Hagberg always on the ground. He hasn't even touched the ball.
You almost wonder, I mean, we've seen Hagberg play across this weekend, and he's tended to rush some of the bigger shots. You almost wonder if this matchup might be better for him, if Tyrese is slowing the ball down. Maybe Hagberg will kind of temper his game down a little bit.
He knows he doesn't have to go for a winner at every opportunity. That ball caught the edge for Tyrese.
The one thing that we kind of spoke about in the previous matches, though, was when Johan tries to bring his game down from being hyper-aggressive, he kind of tends to go down too far. You see him blocking and controlling a lot more. You can see that's costing him points already here in the first game.
It's such a distinction between when he is ripping the ball. A lot of, on the server turns, just a safe little cut and gives the opportunity to the opponent to make that first loop. Here comes one of those side spin Kool-Aid specials. And this is looking very good for the paddlers. A very strong start out of the blocks.
Big forehand step around from Tyrese Knight. So impressive how he switches his game up from attack to defense, defense to attack.
And that's the one shot Hagberg would love to have Tyrese do. A lot of that slow opening. Let that ball hang in the center of the table. And the net gods have continued to shine brightly on Portland. If you're just looking at this match between the 10 points it played, you'd think that Tyrese is an offensive player. He's chopped maybe 3 or 4 balls total, but his forehand loop has really been the difference.
Honestly, if you look at modern defenders overall, I think Tyrese Knight is significantly more aggressive than most of them.
He really does a nice job of getting into the forehand loop counter rallies. The question is for him to go up to the next level, can he force that? That was a very high quality opening there out to the forehand side. Hagberg is going to put away any loose return, especially high to the backhand.
We saw that shot between Hagberg and Nandan in their match this weekend. Hagberg with the step around is able to find that open space on the backhand corner.
What a great hustle by Tyrese Knight to keep the topspin on the ball from the center of the table. Just snaked it up.
Tyrese caught in the body there. Not much you can do with that one. Johan Hagberg, 8-10, but with 2 serves in hand. Tyrese just puts the ball away down the line. 11 points to 8. Portland Paddlers pick up another point. Tyrese just looking super aggressive out there. He's going for those forehands. Hagberg on the attack. Not quite making his mark in this match. See what tactical adjustments he comes up with to bring back for the second and third games. There's updated standings. Portland Paddlers clear into second position, 185. Seattle Spinners, 165 at the bottom of the table. There's a fun little question going around about predictions for the playoffs, Sean. I know one team that you'd certainly like to see there.
Yeah, I'm definitely partial to my hometown of Portland, Oregon, with the Paddlers and what they did to get back into the running of the playoffs. So obviously Bay Area, although they lost to Portland, they did not have their absolute A team in the matchup. I think between Texas and Portland, it's going to go down to the wire. I think Wichita, whoever wins head-to-head, is going to really solidify it, whereas Bay Area is going to get some potential points against Seattle again.
Yeah, I think if Bay Area can bring their top lineup to Kansas for the final West Division match, I think they can get through in the first spot. And as you said, this battle between Texas and Portland is going to be a pretty significant one. If we take a look also at thinking about predictions for the top 2 for the East Division, I think Carolina's a bit of a no-brainer. I think they're already through. They're on 260 points.
They've almost lapped the field, or at least the wind.
And of course, we have this kind of face-off situation between the Revolution and the Crocs. I think they're in opposite directions right now in terms of momentum. So if I had to pick a team, I think the Revolution, obviously the last match is in New Jersey, in the Princeton area. So they're going to make sure they bring everything to the hometown.
But we have seen that the hometown expectations have played a little bit of a hijinks on some of these teams where until Portland did what they did, it's often been not a home field advantage, but almost a disadvantage. So clearly, Carolina has been just the class of the field, really with their A teams all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, their ability to bring the very strongest in their lineup has been unmatched by any other team that's had national team players have to go to Pan American World Championships, you name it.
Yeah, I think it's been a more prominent, I guess, problem for the teams on the West Coast.
During the crossover, I want to say there was at least 8 players missing from the West Coast, whereas on the East Coast there was 4 or 5, so many more European-based players on the East Coast, especially out of France.
Right now, Johan Hagberg had a pretty phenomenal start here in the second game. Tyrese Knight has clawed it back to within 3 points.
You change it after a certain time. It was working very good. Your tomahawk serve works. He's trying to attack it, but it's weaker, okay? And you try to place it maybe to the forehand. He will attack, but it's going to be weaker, okay? Don't try to rush. Don't try to kill the ball. With choppers and defenders, you have to be patient, okay? You need to get back to it. Heavy spins. He's trying to avoid you for the heavy spins. Okay? Again, once to the forehand, immediately to the backhand.
Did you have another question?
Stay focused, Jay.
You got this. Let's go.
Your tomahawk.
Team Pink. Thank you. I like it. Okay. You good? Looking sharp in the shirt. High five. All right. VIP seats. Don't forget your Major League Table Tennis shirts. Get them on quickly. All right, back from the timeout. Still 3 points up, Seattle Spinners. Jay Hagberg.
That timeout, allowing Hagberg to come back and take the first point. 5 game points for him now. What a shot on game point from Johan Hagberg. The timing on that shot. Sliced the ball in, got the slower opening. Look at the weight transfer on this. Inside out.
Picture perfect.
Well, it's 1-1 between these two players. We'll have a third game to decide who comes out the victor in this match between Johan Hagberg for the Seattle Spinners and Tyrese Knight, Portland Paddlers. Right now, Portland 7-3 in the lead.
Your eyes on the racket and Tyrese Knight as he twiddles and changes spin. The red side, the defense.
I was going to say Adam Barbaro just blending in with the audience there, but if you know anything about Adam, you'll know that he doesn't blend in, especially with the dress sense.
Camouflage isn't quite there yet.
Oh, Hagberg starting off the second game in style. What is going on out here?
Chairman of the bomb squad, Johan Hagberg, just 3-point touchdown, inside out, and just a look of focus on his face.
And that was on serve receive too. Now he has the serve in hand. This is the Hagberg that's been missing across the weekend.
This is the style that he really likes because he gets a chance to wind up.
A little bit too much wind up there. I think he started game 3 knowing that there was interview potential on the line.
I mean, he just launched his body through that ball. But Tyrese has other plans, getting his forehand into play. And that's a nice little change of pace with the long pips on the backhand side. Didn't give Hagberg anything to work with.
It's really interesting to see him really trying to push through against the long pip side when perhaps he should play a little bit, maybe even 10% less. Obviously in that situation the ball was a little higher. Hagberg switches ends, 5-3 in the lead in this third singles match. Of course we have one more singles match coming up between Jiwei Xia and Olajide Amayo for the golden game.
Meaning that any team could still be leading into the golden game. If Hagberg brings this within 2.
The firepower that Hagberg is bringing to game 3 is impressive. Just floats that ball in. Does enough to win the point.
Yeah, Tyrese has to be so careful that any loose ball is just going to get pulverized. Here comes his tomahawk serve.
And again, really never a situation where Hagberg doesn't take the shot that he wants to take, even if the margins are fine.
And that was an aggressive long pip return and then quickly getting his forehand into play. Solid opening. That's a very risky shot for Hagberg to try to reloop that ball when it's that low.
Probabilities are really important here for Hagberg.
Oh, and a nice deadish. It looked like it had more spin when Hagberg looped it in the net. It's 7-all here in game 3.
Tyrese Knight with a huge celebration. He comes back and takes the lead.
That's the highest level I've seen Tyrese Knight play the entire season. Just staying on offense, almost sending Hagberg into being a chopper himself.
Hagberg finds that gap down the backhand side again. Tyrese trying to use the long pips backhand to do something a little bit different on the serve return.
Tyrese really upping his game right now, taking more chances. And you can see it on his face in celebration mode to now get a 1-point lead to try to guarantee the paddlers will go up in the golden game.
And the ball clips the net a little. One of the very few defensive points we've seen from Tyrese Knight.
And Hagberg, super patient. Did not overplay or go for a shot that would either make it or miss it.
Oh,
back
flips
edge.
the back edge.
Back edge. That ball was floating along, then all of a sudden it just dropped in.
And the net ball comes back, things even out. It's going to go down to a golden point. Would you have it any other way? Probably not.
Will Hagberg go for a winner like we saw him do earlier this weekend, or take his time?
Oh, Tyrese goes for the step around, doesn't get it. And Hagberg wins the third and decisive game by way of golden point. That deep push into the backhand, and Tyrese was there for it, but you could just see his body weight back. 2-1 for Hagberg, brings Seattle Spinners back to within 2 as the Portland Paddlers lead 7-5.
He's a fighter, he's a warrior, he comes from China and has been strong.
Well, we'll have a chance to talk to the victorious player, Johan. I'm sure being up here for the interview was driving you there in the end. We've seen plenty of ups and downs with you across this weekend.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, you're the player that always goes for the big shots. You're always looking for those opportunities. And we saw, especially in the start of the third game, you really hit your stride. How important has it been for you to focus on rebuilding your confidence? I mean, we're used to seeing that player that was there starting the third game.
Yeah. So, it's been tough this week, not only necessarily for me in singularity, but also team-wise. So it's more so it's like it's a real confidence breaker when you lose 2 matches in a row. I haven't had that happen so far. So it's more like a mental game. And the problem is I have struggles when I lead, and then I drop it a lot of times when I was leading 7-3. But those first 2 points in the third set, I'm not going to complain, were pretty nice, felt pretty good. And I was like, oh, I wonder if Matt is going to talk about it, because I know I will, you know. So, but jokes aside, it's all jokes aside, it's been tough. But I just figured I really just wanna win, because I hate losing more than anything, and it really sucks and it hurts. And there's been like tough nights happening in the stadium, just drowning in self-pity. But the thing is that drowning in self-pity won't lead me anywhere. And like I'm too old to be drowning in self-pity, but I'm too young to quit. So it's like, and it's just, I just need to take full accountability of all the choices I made and make better ones from now on. And I've been thinking what I should and what I need to do. And I don't want to talk like I'm celebrating, but yeah, I'm just, now I just want to help my teams, yeah.
Well, yeah, great job from Johan Hagberg there, and we'll head into the next match, of course, and we'll see Johan again in the golden game. Hopefully we'll see more of that explosive firepower from him that we're used to seeing. Go into the last singles match here between the Portland Paddlers and the Seattle Spinners. Jiwei Xia, the more control spin, controlling player, coming up against one of the most powerful players in the league, Amayo Amayo, former African Games gold medalist, and also formerly ranked top 100 in the world.
The power that Amayo brings really negates some of the consistency and the keep it on the table of Jiwei Xia. Jiwei's going to have to take some chances, otherwise he's just going to be a battering ram for Amayo. You can just see the power on every shot. Jiwei has an exceptional backhand, and I think if he just stays forehand to forehand, he's not going to like the results. There's the backhand. When they played in Portland, it was such a battle. Amayo laying out flat on some of the game points.
Yeah.
Jiwei never played better, and now you see some offensive prowess by Jiwei.
I mean, Jiwei knows his track record of picking up at least one game in singles. And if he can do that, Portland Paddlers will be guaranteed the lead going into the golden game. Oh, we've seen some incredible rallies, especially today. These two going toe-to-toe with the forehand counter loops.
Yeah, they're just, eventually, they get so wide on that where they're going backhand to backhand with their forehands. And Ji-Wei does an excellent job of dropping the serve just so that Amayo doesn't get a chance to play an easy forehand. There's the backhand. That's what we've been waiting for. That backhand down the line is so effective. We've seen him block it, but this time now, adding topspin.
Jide knows if he could get a 3-0 sweep here, the Seattle Spinners would go into the golden game ahead, which, you know, if I thought about that earlier on in this match, you might think it wouldn't have been possible. Some stats on the golden game. 80% of teams going in with a lead have won. And you can see how much difference there is between the different leads. Amayo can pull through here. 75% of teams winning 1-0 have won the golden game. To get a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, but what's odd is that if you have a 3-0, you're down to 63.
It goes down.
So maybe you shouldn't try to go up 3-0. Just take the 1-point lead and go with the odds.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes down to, obviously, with players changing every 4 points. When you go in with that 3-0 lead, the first round is just playing 1 point. And I think that might have a little bit of an effect.
Ji-Wei fighting as hard as he can to land that opening loop and to stay on the offensive side of the net. Because anything a little high, Amayo will finish on both sides. No difficulty snapping through that backhand or forehand on the loose high balls. Ji-Wei with the serve.
Amayo, he goes for the counter whilst moving away from the table.
I think Ji-Wei just is saying to himself that he's playing the percentages. If I can get that first loop in, move it around, Amayo's going to have to make a really big shot to score.
Ji-Wei Sha closes out the first game, 11-9, guaranteeing Portland Paddlers the lead going into the golden game. They now lead 8-5. See if Olajide can come back in the next 2 games and try and minimize the impact of that golden game lead for the Seattle Spinners. Another look at the standings updated here. Portland Paddlers 186, and the fans will love that. Seattle Spinners 167 in fourth position. The more ground they can make up against the Texas Smash, the better. Amayo, he has the chance in the singles to pick up potentially 2. Jiwei Shah is just looking consistent.
Just continuing the momentum from the Portland matches where he played so outstanding. Sitting out Friday night, but then coming back Saturday and Sunday to the delight of the fans, which have made their way up here to Everett to help the Paddlers fight for a spot in the playoffs.
Big power from Amayo. You can see Lajude trying to keep the ball short. Other players like Kasahara, they've talked about Jiwei's short game being a strength. You almost wonder if he should play out long or half long. There's the half long.
That's what Kasahara did to Jiwei with those not half long but full long serves to take away the drop shot. And you can hear Omotaya saying, "Let's go, boy." He's got a 2 or 3 point lead. Those shots get even stronger. And there's the drop shot. Just takes the server advantage away. Quick right off the bounce.
I mean, we've seen it's a totally different landscape. Jiwei's playing short off the serve return.
Jiwei's got to make sure when he steps around that he keeps moving forward. He's going to lose a lot of power if he just starts going sideways. He's trying to create such a wide angle, now trailing by 2, but with the serve.
Great drops from both players close to the net. Jiwei Shah ultimately gets the forehand step around down the line. This time it's Jiwei who plays long against the short ball. Comes in with a big counter, ties things up now at 5 points each.
And just really drives the softer opening. You know, Seattle has to be careful here. If for some way Jiwei were to sweep, that would be a 5-point start. Don't want to jinx it, but right now Jiwei winning a lot of the easy points as well as the powerful step arounds.
I mean, if that situation were to occur, they could certainly look back on Hagberg's match and count their blessings that they still have 5 points to ensure they go into the golden game with at least a chance.
Now, Jiwei on that last shot, he's in between heavy spin and driving it, doing a little bit of both. He knows the safest shot is just a heavy loop to get into the point. Just that shot right there. Load it up, move it around, and hope Omotaya goes for too much. Not easy to bring that loop down with a counterattack.
Power we're used to seeing from the Nigerian.
And there, a change in pace, mixing it up on the backhand to backhand.
Yes, so much noise from the audience in support of Portland here. Seattle team's home ground in Everett, Washington. And Amayo just slowing things down.
But Ji-Wei went for it that time. We've seen him so often try to snake around and get his forehand in on those counterattacks. He's got to have the confidence to use the backhand. It's a great weapon of his. And once again, so solid with that opening loop.
Just slowing the ball down in the rally. Gets that point. 11-8, a 2-0 lead so far. And Amayo, he'll only have a chance to claw back 1 point potentially here. The Portland Paddlers now 9-5 in the lead, a guaranteed 3 points lead in the Golden Game. Portland Paddlers. They can get much closer to Bay Area Blasters if they win the Golden Game. Won't be able to match them, but can certainly get significantly closer.
Ji-Wei knows each point is closer to a 5-0 start in the Golden Game, which is where all the points reside. Just a jackpot this far into the season.
And we're actually in a bit of a deja vu situation here. These two played in the 5th singles match in Portland in the last West Division match, and it was the same situation. Ji-Wei winning the first 2 games, Amayo winning the 3rd, and he won that 3rd. Still 10-5 for Portland going into the Golden Game, which they won 21 points to 9. So right now, Amayo has a chance at least to keep it at 9-6 and do one better than last time.
1-3.
These serves are often going long. It looks like Ji-Wei is predisposed to dropping it.
He serves long this time.
And that's what Ji-Wei has lived on, just one heavy spin, moving it around and forcing Amayo to go for a big shot.
Caught in the elbow. That's where he tends to struggle the most in the counter loop rallies. Still up by 1.
And a very aggressive serve.
Players switch over 5-3. Ji-Wei in the lead. Had the amazing support of Snohomish County Sports Commission and the city of Everett, Washington, in this wonderful Angel of the Winds events arena. Had an outstanding weekend, exciting matches, a great crowd in to support the Seattle Spinners on home ground. A lot of that thanks to the marketing support from those 2 organizations.
treated the players royally, and they really appreciate it, as well as the fans, to see Major League Table Tennis up close and personal. And that time, Amayo getting the better of the G-Way opening with a nice block out to the forehand.
Ties things up at 5-5. Last time it was 11-2 for Amayo in the third game, so maybe he knew something then. We'll see if he can find it again here, but
seems like the service game from G-Way here in game 5 has just really set the table. A number of balls. Ooh.
It's always uncomfortable to watch those. Fortunately, just the racket that was hit and not the
hand,
not the thumb.
And they're going to check the racket, and it looks like he will be going probably to a backup racket because there is a big gash.
That's correct. Yeah, that's a sizable
so when a player hits
slash
the
mark from the corner of the table.
Racket, it's unplayable as deemed by the umpire.
You see G-Way going straight to his racket case to grab his backup racket.
Umpire is off to confer with.
And I'm sure that G-Way would like to switch as well, however.
So he's got himself covered with the spare or
already got his racket there, ready for inspection by the umpire.
So what G-Way was doing was fighting to loop a ball that was going to bounce twice. Luckily, racket tipped down and caught the center of the paddle on the edge of the table versus racket tip up. Catch your thumb. He's going to get one or two shots, and
everything is fair and square.
All players are strongly encouraged to have a backup racket, same combination, just so if a situation like this occurs, you just go right into match play without having to get used to any difference, and the new racket works well.
Yeah, and of course credit to G-Way being totally familiar with the situation. He handed his racket into the umpire straight away, got back and grabbed his spare.
And takes 2 points directly. With players playing primarily with their main one, there is going to be a slight difference between what they use. And now 3 in a row.
Well, I think that backup racket might become his main after this. Maybe relegate the main one to the spare.
Oh, almost ran that one down.
Oh, big left from Amayo. Heavy, heavy topspin.
I mean, and that was after an aggressive deep serve that somehow G-Way kept low. Amayo just brought all the topspin. Trailing by 1, 8-9.
What a counter. A perfect half-long serve from Olajide Amayo.
And G-Way instantly looked at the crowd of Portland fans and students who made their trek up here to support one person, G-Way Shah, the heart and soul of the paddlers.
The forehand finishes it. G-Way Shah goes one better in Seattle than he did in Portland. A 3-0 sweep gives the Portland Paddlers a 10-5 lead going into the Golden Game. They'll have the maximum 5-point head start. This could be a huge and significant difference going into the Golden Game. So we'll take a look back quickly before heading into the Golden Game at the singles and doubles matches that led to this 10-5 position for the Portland Paddlers. It started out with a gritty match between Nikhil Kumar and Cole. Saw the latter take 2 games Andrew Sau was on form today with the forehand, taking 2 out of 3 games over Jonathan McDonald. The doubles saw for the first time Cole and Rachel Sung overcoming Amayo and Fabiola Diaz. They did it in 3 games. Johan Hagberg really had to dig deep in the sport singles, but came out on top by way of a golden point in the 3rd. And Jiwei Shah, what an effort to take all 3 games against Olajide Amayo. 10-5, Portland Paddlers go in 5 up. And Flint Lane, commissioner of MLTT, will handle the Golden Game order down on center court.
Okay, thank you, Adam. We have the Portland Paddlers are ahead 10-5. You'll be starting with a 5-point lead. Since you're behind, Coach, you'll pick first.
Olajide.
Olajide Amayo is your number 1.
Jiwei.
Jiwei Shah is your number 1. Who's your number 2?
Rachel.
Rachel Sung is your number 2.
Fabiola.
Fabiola Diaz is your 2.
Yeah. Nikhil.
Nikhil Kumar is your 3.
Curly.
Kule is your 3 and your 4.
Jonathan.
Jonathan McDonald is your 4.
Andrew Tsao.
Andrew Tsao is your 4, making Johan Hagberg your 5, making Tyrese Knight your 5. Good luck, coaches.
All right. Thank you.
Well, despite Coach Christian throwing Rachel Sung into the order early, the overall order remains the same. Obviously, Rachel facing off against Fabiola in the Golden Game. Start out with the match we finished with, Jiwei Shah and Olajide Amayo. 2 ladies face off, Cole against Nikhil Kumar. McDonald getting a chance for some revenge against Andrew Sau, and the tightest singles match we've seen. Tyrese and Johan Hagberg going up against each other.
How big did Jiwei just play to withstand Omatayo's strong forehand?
It'll be 2 serves for Jiwei Shah, 6 serving to 0.
Of course, with the 5-0 head start, these players will play just 3 points. A net edge. A net edge retrieved in the point 1 by Amayo. What an effort.
Getting not only the net back, but the edge, and then keeping the pressure on.
Takes another point. Seattle Spinners pick up 2 points out of the first 3. Fabiola Diaz comes in, taking on Rachel Sung. Rachel Sung's
We know that Fabi will probably serve 1 deep. Will Rachel be ready for it, and will she go for broke?
And the pips backhand side from Fabiola. Getting the first point for her.
It's a change of rhythm, but it's also a change of spin when Diaz plays that backhand side.
You know, when Christian led out with Rachel Sung and gave Luba the chance to respond, a part of me was thinking, can we get Nikhil Kumar?
That would have been amazing.
The matchup that she wants.
Oh, a big deep serve directly into the backhand. These ladies will be back for a second round of matches, which I'm going to say credit Christian if you think you have a big advantage in this combo. And there, Rachel Sung, 2 big points on her serve in order to create a 6-point lead.
Nikhil Kumar out there running laps, trying to get himself pumped up here as he takes on Cole.
Cole taking his time to come up to the table.
Ball clips the net. Cole, a big celebration to take this first point.
Portland is halfway home right now, 10-3.
Oh, the opportunity was there. The backhand swat from Nikhil just rushed into that forehand.
Cole with 2 serves, an opportunity to sweep.
And he won't get it. Backhand down the line from Nikhil.
How is Nikhil able to return those flip kills so effectively and low?
I think the anticipation's a big factor. Cole with the redrop to the short forehand. A smart play from MLTT's #2 ranked player. McDonald. Fans are getting into a bit of old McDonald in the audience. So it's a new one. Should be calling him young McDonald, I hope.
And it's those easy points that Portland has really seized on. Dips off the edge of the paddle. Had that one on his paddle.
Great short drop cross.
Getting them closer where they need to be. 13, serving 5, Jonathan McDonald. Backhand rip, gets the elbow out and gets the racket speed on the backhand. 13, serving 6.
And
that was a deep serve.
Too deep.
Needed about another 4 inches of table for that one to land.
3 out of 4 for Andrew Sau.
Seattle is still within striking range. 1 sweep. And anything could happen. Will Coach Lillard use one of his timeouts? Seattle gets within 4. Oh, and Hagberg gets the benefit of a little bit of the edge of his paddle for just a rip.
Tyrese, great job to get back on the offensive.
Yeah. Worked the point really well.
Both sides of the table here can defend and attack, but it's 14-9.
Again, Seattle trying to break the 5-point start.
Everyone held their breath. They thought the point was over, but it wasn't.
Hagberg just continues to keep the ball in play and not to give an inch.
Let's see how much depth he was getting on those lobs. The height and depth, so difficult to play against.
Back to the table, 10-14.
Seattle has made 1 point up.
They're close now to within 3. Christian is on the bench trying to get the attention of G-Way for the timeout.
All right, so let me see now. So you're serving. Who's serving? Who's serving? He's serving, right? He's serving. Okay, so he.
It was a long way to go.
And the best opportunity is short to turn. If the ball goes long, spinning, right? So no flip for now. And that's still the best way. Next thing is when you're serving, I would try. You've done 1 long serve, right? So 1 of the 2 could be long. The other one I think should be short side top. Because he's been doing everything short. He's like risky on the flip.
Right now.
All right, so you got those plans?
Between them, they are far from socially
Never to play aggressive in that one.
Very specific instruction there from Coach Christian Lilieros. particularly around the upcoming serves from Jiwei. He wants him to put in at least one of the two
Deep
long
serves
serves.
on his own.
I mean, we've seen how effective that can be in the Golden Game. Seattle Spinners within two.
Two serves for Jiwei, and according to the timeout, one of them likely to go long. Will it be the first one or the second?
Amayo with the chance here to level this Golden Game up.
Portland dodges an Amayo bullet to get a little bit of separation, and now the ladies.
I think there'd be so much more pressure on Rachel here if it was even.
She's jumping up and down, trying to stay relaxed.
She puts the ball in the bottom of the net. Fabiola gets the first point.
Both players digging pushes back and forth.
Second serve, and it's 14-15.
Rachel's son. It looks like a drill or a pattern. And now with the serve and a 2-point lead. She won both points directly off of her serve last time.
Serve and attack from Rachel Sung.
No hesitation.
Creating some separation here. 17-14. 3-point lead.
She would love to get to 18, so Cole would be within.
And she will. Cole will step up to the table.
Rachel Sung getting the job done. Taking 3 out of 4.
So 18-14.
Portland trying to do a 16-5 team match, but Nikhil Kumar has other thoughts. And look at the celebration on Cole's face as he goes offensive on the serve return to get within 2.
Nikhil just misses the contact.
That ball was so deep it almost seemed like it landed on the white line. And match point for the paddlers.
And they get it. Cole, he takes all 3, and the Portland Paddlers win the Golden Game, 21 points to 14. 16-5. Christian Miller, his hands in the air.
And now Rachel joins.
Rachel always waiting for the craziness to die down.
At least she keeps her hands safe so she doesn't have to worry about any broken digits, but what a match. Battle of the Northwest.
But in the end, the Portland Paddlers, the stronger team today.
Well, the Seattle Spinners, they gave everything in that Golden Game. They came back to level things up after being down 5 points. But ultimately, the Portland Paddlers got the job done. The trusty doubles pairing of Rachel Sung and Cole delivering the end demise there for the Seattle Spinners in the Golden Game.
Jiwei, Rachel, and more importantly, Cole really stepped up in the Golden Game.
The small support from Portland. We love you. Thank you for coming all the way up here.
All right.
Willie Ross addressing the audience there, saying thank you to the fans, not just from Seattle, but from, who's that for? Is that G-Way asking for autographs? Well, we're going to have a chat with the victorious coach, Christian. You took all 3 wins against all 3 teams this weekend. No better time for it. How do you feel right now, especially after that intense Golden game?
It seems actually that this match was the toughest today. It's kind of surprising. On paper, Bay Area looks very good, Texas look very good. And Seattle coming in with Nikhil a little bit sick, but again, he played very good. It's kind of the syndrome of being a little bit sick, maybe you play better. This was a very tough match for us, and it was a lot of drama. I mean, we were like 7-5 and then turning that, and G, we're taking it 3-0, big surprise. We're leading enormously in the Golden game, then we get back to tight. Yeah. I mean, it was like so much drama. It was like, we're trying to make some extra money for the TV or something.
So, Christian, one thing we have noticed is in the last 2 weekends, team has prepared really well together. What do you have on your agenda going into Wichita so you can keep this amazing momentum?
No, we have definitely changed our preparation. So if you remember, we have had a kind of a different road in the MLTT in general. So after the first 2 weekends, we're leading, okay? Then we go to 4th place. And I don't know where we are right now. We might be second. I think we're second right now after this, second. Probably. And we have had 2 fantastic weekends in a row. And what we have changed is that we have learned, actually, interesting enough, from Texas. So Texas was the one that started shaky in the first beginning, getting better and better and better because of their training before the weekends. And we're learning from them. We're not training before the weekends. And we did that both these times. The benefit for these 2 weekends, because we could have done it last weekend, we were in Portland. We prepared in Portland again, driving up to Seattle. Wichita is a tough one. We don't know how we're going to be prepared before. It's going to be way more expensive, but that's the idea is to prepare before, because we get extra. I have a time to work with the players a little bit, and we got better camaraderie in the team. So that's kind of what's the difference in preparation for these 2 weekends that we're going. And we're interesting enough. We're 5 wins in a row. So we lost 10 in a row. Now we're 5 in a row. So if we win, the Final 4, which of course we should, then it'll be 10 in a row.
Well, it just goes to show that anything can happen in Major League Table Tennis, and you would have seen just now you're in 2nd place there by a little bit of a breathing room margin. Obviously, Kansas is going to be really important for you guys, and hopefully you do get that chance to get in some good preparation, because what we've seen this weekend has been really fantastic. So well done to you, Christian, and of course to your team.
Yeah, and I want to do a shout out to Curley too. So I felt I haven't talked enough about him. He's like such a cornerstone for the team, and he had been playing very solid. And I think he lost like 1 game in doubles and 1 game in singles this weekend. It's like amazing. And I think he only lost like 7 games in the whole league.
Yeah,
he's such a solid player, and the thing is that if we can just backing up, but the other players doing pretty good, then we're winning. So that's what we did this weekend. So he's been playing. He also played very good. I mean, the way he took out Tao was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I shout out to Curley, especially because sometimes we take that for granted. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that Curley is the hero. He's like our best player, and we love him.
Wow, a great shout out, that's for sure. Congratulations, Christian. And I guess Sean will see you in Kansas. I'll be watching from at home.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
We're going to take an opportunity here to speak with G-Way on the back of an impressive end in the singles. G-Way, we started out the season where you were kind of trying to build up into MLTT. Every time you came out here, you dug your heels in and tried to win at least 1 point for the team. And it seemed like every match, no matter who you were playing in the AB spot, you could always win 1 game. But things have changed a little bit recently. You've been winning matches. You come out here against Olajide and you win 3-0, which is even better than you did in Portland. What's been contributing to that change for you?
Before coming on the court, I know first I need to get one game first, right? So I want to keep it like yesterday same. We want to lead in 9-6. And then I think Amayo have an injury or something today. He didn't do like a normal game he did. So, well, of course I try my best. And then I don't know why this time my energy is going really low. It's like my leg is just shaking. I don't know why. I mean, worse than last time. I was sick 102 degrees last time, but this time just like, holy cow. I don't know. I'm just like shaking, but yeah, I try my best. Yeah.
So it seems like the worse you feel, the better you play. Is that what you're telling us?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's
yeah.
a strange correlation.
Yeah, I'll go get sick again next time.
So the one question I have, Jiwei, is what does it mean to you to have your students drive up to cheer you on?
I can feel a lot of power behind me on my back. I mean, they're supporting me no matter what. Maybe somebody feel more pressure. Oh, my friends coming watching me. I have the win. For me, I didn't feel that. I just feel like the power is behind me. It doesn't matter I lose or I win. They're supporting me. You know, it's not easy driving here like 3.5 hours from Portland, and it's the weekend. Everybody work. They want to enjoy their weekend. So I feel more power definitely for them. So like, you know, especially when I win, I have a somewhere to looking for, you know, so right there. So like, I feel more power, definitely. It's a lot to me, they're coming.
Well, I'm sure they certainly enjoyed their weekend, not just due to the team winning all three, but seeing you winning out here as well. So congratulations, Jiwei. And as much as I hope you don't get sick before Kansas, if it helps you, all power to you.
All right, I'll try my best. Thank you, guys.
What an outstanding weekend for the Portland Paddlers. They move up into second place by 11 points over the Texas Smash. They're within 5 points of the Bay Area Blasters, and things are shaping up for the top two teams here after this weekend. Unfortunately, we've talked a number of occasions about, well, we don't want to call it a jinx, but teams that have played on their home turf have really struggled, from Santa Cruz to the Chicago matches, Florida,
Katy,
Texas. The Texas Smash struggled. And, of course, the Seattle Spinners not really hitting the ground running here from their first match. We saw them pick up more and more energy throughout, but just wasn't enough to get them the points that they needed. And they're in a tough position here. And that's going to head into, of course, the last West Division match in Wichita, Kansas in the first weekend of April. Before that, we'll have the last East Division match in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, March 15 to 17, very close to the Princeton Club. That's going to be a home match for the Princeton Revolution. And the top two teams will cross over for the championship weekend, end of April in Chicago, Illinois. Sean, as a Portland aficionado, give us the final wrap-up on that performance.
Well, I mean, just to take 3 this weekend, I think they had the benefit of some very good matchups. Their team fairly healthy, everyone bringing their A game. I really think that Rachel Sung gets a special MVP award for doing things with that backhand alone. It just really kept, and Tyrese, great fight. Just really excellent teamwork by Coach Christian Lilarus. And of course, Jiwei, what an amazing play this weekend.
Indeed. So we have two teams in position going into Kansas. Will they be able to keep their top 2 spots? You'll find out in the beginning of April. From me and Sean, thanks for joining us.